And we are live again. Wrestle Purist, AEW Dynamite review, best Dynamite review in the business, hosted by myself, Charlie, Marcus. The go home Dynamite for AEW All In, Wembley Stadium, big angles, some good wrestling. But yeah, there's been some really big news with AEW as well. We've got a few things to get into, man. So yeah, we've got a lot on the agenda today. First things first, please like, subscribe. Send any super chats, any questions, any takes, any predictions, anything like that. Any thoughts on Dynamite? We're gonna let you guys kind of dictate a little bit of how we go through the show today. So make sure you're active in the chat, super chats or not. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Starting with my fellow co-host. Gonna start with you, Charlie. You was at the AEW Dynamite live in Cardiff yesterday. We didn't get to watch it live in the UK because we're not allowed that. You know, we're not allowed that on TV. But if you was there, like Charlie, it seemed like everyone was having a great time. You know, how was it, man? Talk to me about what stood out about it. It looked like the crowd was it was up for it, man.
It was a sold out crowd. They had signs up at the box office. It was just like, can't get tickets, it's sold out. But it was an insane atmosphere. I've been to TV tapings in the US and in Canada as well, and I don't know, there's something about UK crowds, it's just different. Like, but especially with it being an AEW UK crowd, because of like, not that US crowds take it for granted necessarily, but it's such a different atmosphere because we don't get that level of wrestling over in the UK all that often. Like, it's been more in the last couple of years with like WWE and AEW doing pay-per-views and stuff. But like a TV taping, we rarely get stuff like that. So everyone was really up for it. There was like 4,000 people there. The energy was insane throughout like the entire match, the entire taping. Yeah, I'm really glad that I went because it was just like, there's gonna only be one first ever taping in the UK, and the crowd brought it. Like, it was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Loads of novelty, you know, and that's kind of what that's what stands really out. It's like the crowds just sound different. And
it was a nice looking venue. What does it usually hold in full?
I have no idea.
It's pretty venue though.
No idea.
I think maybe 6-7K in full, based on like how many seats a wrestling setup usually takes out. That would be my guess.
It's pretty nice. It's a nice little venue. They should go back to it if they ever do another TV.
Oh, they absolutely should. Yeah, I'd travel for it again.
It's Wales, though, man. You know,
it is.
Why do you hate Wales so much?
Wales is great. They've proved their worth. Like,
respect Wales.
It's just,
every time the Jericho said Cardiff, England, like all the crowd just started chanting Wales at him. It was very good. It was a very good crowd.
I'll give Jericho that, and that's about it. But yeah, fun little show. It was AEW Dynamite Beans and Toast edition. So y'all did y'all thing. The food still ass. Y'all tried to poison Mercedes, wherever the fuck y'all sent it to.
That was crazy. We need to dedicate a segment to that.
Like what were they cooking over there? Like the big behind mushrooms. I don't even want to describe them things because I would say something crazy if I did. the damn ham, wherever it was, and I don't know. Like, what do y'all actually eat this stuff?
Oh, mate, it's like a trap that foreign people always fall into when they come and visit the UK. Is the Weatherspoons trap. As soon as I saw the plate, bro, like, I was like, oh no.
She didn't post where she was, but it was just the plate. I was like, no, why did they go to a Weatherspoon?
I don't get how they always, how do people always end up in Weatherspoons, bro? I don't understand, you know?
Where else we gonna go? Y'all gotta show us the way where we gonna travel if we go over there. Y'all gotta show us where to eat and all that, man, because y'all
just
selections don't be very
restaurants. Good. Go to the like independent owned places.
I could have made Mercedes with a nice breakfast, I think. You know? I could have made something better than what they did over there at Weatherspoons, you know?
Hey man,
that is the worst Spoon's breakfast I've seen in a minute. Like, it's usually not like that. It's not great, but it's usually not that bad.
She was like,
that was terrible.
You know for a fact she was like, she's ordered the small breakfast, but look, with no beans and stuff like that, and it's just like she's just got like this two sad radioactive looking mushrooms. I believe there may have been one sausage, one slice of bacon. It was a. I just knew what the discourse was going to be coming out of that image. You know,
Yes.
it was.
Just know, man. Y'all never been the death with
The
allegations. Y'all
bricks
have
are
my
down
go.
again. You know?
Y'all have my go eating Havana ginger mushrooms, man. Come on, do better.
It's just. Oh my god.
I just
Anyway,
someone save her, you know.
Yeah.
But you got
Whoever
Will
took this
Ospreay on
food-
Twitter being like, "Oh, she needs Nando's." Like Nando's is the top shelf of British cuisine. It's
Nando's.
we're struggling, you know.
Oh dear.
The best thing I've seen is probably Leo Rush going to Greg's. You know,
Yeah,
safest option.
we love that.
I know nothing about
You
Greg's
can't go
eggs
wrong
on
with
my-
a sausage roll.
And
I know
that's
nothing
not
about Greg's eggs
top
after
shelf
the
food.
snack
It's just a safe option, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Shout out
Greg's
Snack
is
Wars because Snack Wars be having Greg's on there. They be eating that shit up. So whatever y'all doing over there, shout out Greg's.
We love Greg's. I actually go to Greg's all the time. It's quite bad, actually.
Amen.
Man.
All right, let's All right, so I want to know what everyone's favorite thing on Dynamite was last night in the chat, whether you're super chatting or normal chatting, because there was a lot going on AEW Dynamite. Of course, like I already mentioned, the go home episode for Wembley, so there had to be big angles. And before we even dive into the review, one thing I do actually want to point out that after the show ended, I feel like with AEW Dynamite, when they're coming up to a pay-per-view and coming out of the pay-per-view, sometimes their go-homes or show after the pay-per-views don't feel the way that they're supposed to feel. I thought last night really felt like a real big show go-home, you know?
Yeah.
So that was just something I wanted to kind of like point out because I'm usually very happy to point out when it doesn't feel like one. So,
we know.
you know.
But nah, in all seriousness, though, it did what it needed to do. It also had the fun little elements of just a house show environment, stuff for that crowd and for the market. So it was a good combination of fan service and it actually heated up matches that needed some heating up. The ending segment that gave it the juice that the main event really needed, that I've been shouting to the heavens about. So all in all, I enjoyed it. Ready to talk about it. Let's fucking go.
So we're gonna do some super chats. Dive. We're gonna dive straight in. Anjan PN $2. Hangman's wrong. The story was never about the title.
Oh my god. When I saw these reports, I rejoiced. Because from the man's mouth, it's all about the fucking title. Yeah, we're past the 5 minutes. It's fine.
Article,
it's all about the fucking title.
That article was
I won. I won, and that is all I care about.
Bro, the funniest part about that entire article, the thing I liked about it the most, like that reporter asked, "Is there a universe where you and Swerve would catch it up?" He's like, "Are you out of your fucking mind?" I was like, "Yo, this is a hater to the core, and I love everything about it. He ain't wrong. He did nothing wrong. I will support this man to death, and he told y'all." All y'all that was like, man, he's the main character of AEW. If you ain't ready to hog tie somebody about my name, if you ain't ready to take a life about Hangman Adam Page, he don't want you. We don't want you.
Hey man, he was cool. He doesn't do a lot of media, does he? He doesn't do a lot of media and interviews and stuff. And when he does, there's always a few quotes in there because you know he's a beast, man. I do like Hangman. He does
kayfabe alive.
Yeah, man. All right, so I think Anjan was just trying to trigger Charlie. To be fair, it was very spiteful. Darren Walker, £5. Appreciate you as always. Was not shocked by delay of Dynamite on Triller TV last night because I am used to it with the Wrestle Purists podcast that are always late.
We've been
That's
preparing
very spiteful,
you,
Darren.
We prepare y'all for these scenarios. You know,
we're never that late. Okay, so AEW Dynamite in the UK normally the irony of this all just like I found hilarious because Dynamite was filmed in Cardiff, you know, a few hours before it normally goes on air in the UK, which is 1 a.m. We didn't get it live because I think Tony said in the media call earlier that they're not allowed to do that because of the way the TV deal and stuff works. So, but yeah, Dynamite was filmed up the road It's normally scheduled to be on 1 a.m., which even in itself, you kind of always roll up for the reason I just mentioned. And then it's not scheduled for 1 a.m., Charlie. It's scheduled for 2 a.m. And then when it starts coming up to 2 a.m., Charlie, it gets pushed back again to 2:30 a.m. So AEW Dynamite in the UK, if you was watching it legally, like I hope you all were, did not start until 2:30 a.m. in the morning, even
That's
though it was filmed up the road in Cardiff. It was fucking
filmed
crazy.
at 7 p.m.
So
That's crazy.
Insanity. The
Yeah.
Twitter
Yeah, I
TV
have
has to do better, bro.
Yeah.
WrestleOps crashed out at one point on the timeline. It was something like told all his followers to go make sure you watch it on YouTube TV this weekend. Twitter TV have got some stuff to sort out. It did pop me very much. They had enough, but they absolutely. He's right though.
That is
they do need to do better, bro. They do need to do better with that stuff. And that's not even like an AEW issue, I don't think so.
No,
but it can't be because the US feed was live, well, not live because it wasn't live, but it went ahead fine. So not good. Triller TV.
I was singing karaoke at that point.
Oh yeah, you was.
We seen the video.
A good few drinks in.
You seen a video?
In karaoke.
Yeah, just randomly on my For You, I saw a video of you doing karaoke for some reason. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
Charlie's worrying now.
That was a few drinks.
There was evidence.
A few?
A few at that venue. Don't ask me how much I drank in Wales. It's bad.
I don't think I want to know.
The Tribal Chief, $4.99. What are Charlie's thoughts on his glorious Double J chants during the Collision taping?
Bree woo, bree woo. Hit him with the guitar.
There is video evidence of me quite literally throwing my hands in the air in defeat when his music hit. That is all I will say. The chants were very funny though.
I'll just say it like this. Unfortunately, you're just gonna have to cry.
Oh, I love the fact that the crowd was so into it, considering like who he wrestled. I was just like, this isn't very exciting, but everyone else fucking loved it. So the crowd was great. Like,
hey man, Jeff Jarrett, with all his faults,
he got an insane pop. Like he did get a mad pop.
Yeah. Shout out Big TNA Jeff Jarrett. Shout out Big Jeff Jarrett with the guitar. Big Last Outlaw. He's still doing this thing out here.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of insane pops, real quick, have you guys seen any of the videos of Big Bill yet?
I've seen way too many of them.
I was literally about to ask you about Big Bill.
He is like Cardiff's like hero. I don't know what happened, but Cardiff decided that Big Bill was Kenny Omega, essentially. Like, I don't know how else to like describe how the atmosphere changed. Like, I don't know why Big Bill. I'm genuinely really happy for him that he got that moment because he's such a lovely guy and he's been through so much. But they just treated him like he was a hero, and he didn't know how to react to it. It's a very funny match.
I like Big Bill.
He tried so many times to get booed, and Hook T-boned him and got booed for it. Like, that was the level of insanity that we were witnessing. It's going to be, I want to see how it translates to TV on Collision. Also, I probably will spoil stuff on Collision throughout this because of, sometimes I forget what happened on which taping, so I apologize in advance.
Hey man, football on Saturday, so I probably won't watch Collision anyway, so I don't care.
Yeah. If you haven't already seen it on Twitter, I'm impressed. So.
Look at Joe Hulbert appearing in the chat just to be spiteful about a young upcoming talent. It's not very nice, you know. Speaking of not very nice, bam, $5. Monty, sorry, I have to knock your goat tier down level to a British flag because glazing FTR too much earlier. Charlie and Marcus, double goat emoji, hashtag we want Hangman. Yarlin better than British all in.
Rude.
Hey man, I'm afraid I have to agree with them on this one. It is what it is, you know. Big Yarlin, big Ranger Stadium. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be on and popping. I will be there with my cowboy hat. I'm just letting y'all know that right now.
I will be there. I don't know.
He's got to show up, bro. He's got to show up. He's got to show up.
I got the
'cause you know-
hat. I
'cause
got
you-
the
wait.
boots. I got the buckle. I'm locked in.
Hey, listen, as long as you show up, as long as that crowd is hitting. That's it. That's the beauty of a British wrestling show, when one of the big two comes around. It's like, I've never got to worry about is the crowd going to be good. Or I've not got to worry if the crowd was going to be good last night, or if the crowd's going to be good at Wembley, or when me and Joe went to Money in the Bank last year, it's like I knew the crowd was going to be lit, and it always is because I don't know, we don't show up, Over in the US, it can vary. You're just spoiled too much, man. You're just spoiled too much.
It's a US company. We get it all the time. But if there is any place that will be up for it, it's Texas. They've long deserved the pay-per-view. So
Yeah,
I ain't got no worries.
I believe. Someone just said in the chat, Texas ain't got shit on Cardiff, which is like a wild sentence to read.
That is an insane sentence.
I ain't from Texas, but y'all like Cardiff like that? Y'all like that?
I love Cardiff. I go to Cardiff all the time.
Well, I mean, would you rather have a nice, some candy yams, some chicken, some nice ham, some all that instead of wherever the hell they fed Mercedes?
True.
Oh man, Mercedes, just don't want to talk about it. Very, very, very concerning. That was, But anyway, okay. Anyway, Sammy. Oh God, I'm lagging.
There
was so much.
Sammy AV.
Hey, what's going on?
$4.99. Sammy AV $4.99. Appreciate you as always. I'm betting on Bryan turn heel, but I need to see Hangman involved in some way. Yeah, the finish is interesting. Me and Ibu couldn't figure it out earlier when we was doing our predictions. Like obviously, we both think that Bryan's going to win. It's just like, how do you do it? Like, does Bryan just beat him clean, or does Hangman win the Casino Gauntlet earlier in the show and try and get involved, or what? Like, I don't know.
It's a difficult balance because you want to move on to the next chapter of Swerve and Hangman in some way. You want to set it up, but you don't want to do it in a way that overshadows Bryan winning in his moment in Wembley. So you got to kind of figure out a way where it's not like blatant and it's not like distracting. But we'll see what happens on Sunday.
I have no idea how they're going to book this finish. I'm excited though.
As for your bet on Bryan turning heel, I wouldn't bet too much on that, brother. I wouldn't. Little $1 bet, maybe. Yeah. All right.
That would be crazy.
Is this going to come up? Because I am lagging again. There we go.
Super chats come up.
Black Yakuzu 94, $5. Appreciate you as always. Dragon stood tall at the end of the show. It might be over, I'm afraid. Nah, brother. The dream's alive. Bryan's bringing it on.
I wouldn't stress.
No, they wouldn't do all this final countdown stuff if he wasn't gonna win to me. So
that's also very like WWE pilled. Like that's mindset of just like, oh, they stood strong, so they're now not winning. Like, I don't think I've got anything to worry about.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but it's like I'm very, very confident in Bryan Danielson getting the job done. Abdul L199, appreciate you as always. Dynamite was good, but that collision though, eyes emoji.
Hey man,
I mean, Abdul was there. I saw him in the chat earlier. Abdul was there, so you saw Charlie. What was it? Good? Was it bad? Was it What's the controversy here?
It was collision.
Spoilers.
I think
not the spoilers, but any big happenings.
It was just a very collision taping. There was a match where the crowd was not at all interested for like the first 6 minutes, and they were entertaining themselves, which is really unfortunate because of one of the guys in the match is like one of my favorite wrestlers. So I was like, oh wow. They were just chanting for like the other people. No, they were chanting for the other people around the ring to like give them a wave. So it was all very silly. But they got into the match eventually. I'm trying to not say who's in the match, but if you've seen my tweet, you know what match I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah, join the private chat.
I'm 100% glad that Bar's not laughing at this. There's no way.
This was like that was the match.
Oh,
So you can imagine who was ringside.
that's unfortunate.
It was an interesting tape.
Like I said, football on, so I'll probably not watch it.
Anyway. Black Yakuza, 94, $5. Appreciate you as always. Hook might legitimately be AEW's first failed project if Big Bill is just getting cheered so much over him. LMAO. Just go to NXT, bro. It's over.
I wouldn't say that off the back of an international crowd because of weird things happen when wrestling companies go overseas. Just look at what happened for fucking Baron Corbin in France. Like, you got to take it with a grain of salt. These international crowds, they just choose obscure guys that they're going to get behind.
Yeah, it's a combination of choosing guys and also just popping themselves sometimes. So it is what it is. But Hook, it kind of is over. I ain't fucking with him, bro.
I don't necessarily disagree with that part of the super chat, but like you've got to be careful with that mentality because like international crowds are funny.
Yeah,
someone just
Hook is unfortunate as a wrestler, sadly. So
yeah, someone just said in the live chat I missed a couple of super chats, and I did. I went back through the chat, and for some reason it's as you can tell, I'm lagging a bit tonight. But I'm gonna power through. If I do miss any live chat, if I do miss any super chats because they're supposed to save automatically and they're just for whatever reason, if they don't do it, just I don't know, let me know in the live chat and I'll try to go back through and pick them up like I have now. Anjan PN $5. Seeing the Americans and Brits argue about culinary arts on the timeline is hilarious. Also, the American fucking dragon. Hashtag Monty's still not all in. Hashtag that was a sad play.
That play was tragic, bro. We can all agree on that for our transcontinental relations.
Yes.
It was a very sad play.
It was.
Oh, man. Come to America, we'll feed you nice. We'll actually season the food up real good. We'll give you everything you want.
Oh. On the Dynamite tapings, did they mute when Bryan swore? Or did they just show it?
They bleeped it.
Boring.
Yeah, they bleeped it.
How boring.
They bleeped it. Don't know what they did on the fight feed because
someone posted clips of him like saying the swear word, so somewhere did not get bleeped.
Yeah, on the fight feed it probably was. It's just that nobody was actually watching the fight feed live because it was an hour and 30 minutes behind. So Amdrag 40 rupees, appreciate you as always. Dragon just said I'm him to Swerve. I'm sold. It's a powerful promo, brother.
Yeah,
it was probably the best thing on the show, really.
Yeah, which it needed to be because it's your main event feud for your biggest show of the year. So, good job all around. It took about 4 weeks, but good job.
They built and they built and they built, and anyway, Anasa Sultan, last super chat for now, $2. Appreciate you as always. Hanga kidding, was perfect comedy. It was very funny. It was very funny.
I knew Eve Luna was in town because he's booked on one of the indie shows. But when he walked on screen and said that he was in the Casino Gauntlet, I got violent flashbacks to last year. But no, that was a very good use of him on the TV.
It's a good use because their relationship with Hangman and Dark Order.
Yeah,
it's a pivotal part of his character in AEW.
Yeah,
he just puts his arms around. Like, are you in the ladder match? In the gauntlet? He's like, yeah, I'm in it. Get out of here.
Yeah.
That kick off the road.
That softy. I don't even know what can I call him. That I don't know. That absolute geek. Ibu was on the podcast earlier talking about. I kind of felt sorry for Evil.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I mean, just a little part of me kind of did because it's like, damn, you have to kill him. Well,
he should have hit him harder, really. Prove a point.
This is fucked up.
Yeah.
Just
Evil Uno knows how to run the blade, brother.
He does.
You know, I've seen it. All right. Okay, last super chat for now. That is, and all right, taking a little bit of a different approach to this Dynamite review. So, as many of our regulars will know, we usually go through the show in like chronological order. You know, we go through it in the order that it happened in, but sometimes that leaves us going way too long on these shows. So I want to just kind of I want to start with the good stuff, basically. I want to start with the good stuff, the stuff that people are talking about, stuff that you want us to talk about. So the order that I've got down has us starting with the main event segment, so completely backwards.
Good shit.
All right. Main event segment was what did they name this segment? It was like the final showdown.
The final face.
It was
the final
yeah,
face
showdown or something like that.
the final, yeah, wait, the final something, you know, before the final countdown at Wembley. And it was Nigel McGuinness, of all people, the most fair, unbiased, respectable man in all of professional wrestling, who has no agendas in this at all.
Absolutely not.
He was basically doing like an in-ring interview with Swerve. Well, it was planned to be with Swerve and Bryan, but it ended up basically just being Swerve. So Nigel starts the segment in the ring, and he does his big introduction for Swerve Strickland. He says, "Ladies, gentlemen, and sheep, please give it up for Swerve Strickland." And Swerve Strickland comes down, and Nigel starts to ask him about the match on for on Sunday with Bryan. And at one point, is like, you know, a lot of people call Bryan Brittle Bryan, the neck break kid, and things like that. It's like,
Neck break kid.
That's what you do. And yeah, basically, it was just kind of laying up Swerve to get his shit off. And basically, what he said is the gist of what he was saying was, I'm the most dangerous man in AEW. He lists off all his opponents that he's beat recently, and he tells Bryan that he's going to take him apart bit by bit. Says, and he even touches on kind of one of the big things that people have been talking about this week, which is like Bryan's approach in this feud with all these interviews that he's been doing, talking about, look, oh well, I'm pretty ready to retire this time around, you know, and I've got my family, and you know, and it's like, I mean, it's kind of nice to hear, but not when you're about to main event for the world title, you know. It's so a lot of people have been kind of like discussing that, and Swerve even touches on it in his promo here, and he says, you know, he feels disrespected by Bryan Danielson because of his interview, saying that he's so chill with retirement, and basically he says that he's going to put Bryan out of commission because he feels disrespected, and if Bryan even thinks about coming back, he'll be there. If he wants to be in some random indie, he'll be there to beat him again. If he's going to be in Arena, Mexico, he's going to find him in the streets of Mexico, and he's going to beat him there. And if he's at home with his family, talking with his wife, saying, you know, babe, I think I'm going to be coming back soon. I'm starting to feel right again. Well, guess where Swerve's going to be? And that's when Bryan Danielson's music hits, and he comes down, and he's fired up, sprints down to the ring, hits Swerve with a big knee, and he grabs a microphone. The crowd's going crazy for him. They're happy to see the Dragon. Dragon's fired up. He's got that fire in his eyes, and he just sets the record straight. Charlie and Marcus said, I think people are confused. You know, maybe because I don't come out here. Maybe because I don't come out here and say it in promos for 20 minutes every week and shout it out to everyone. But you know it. I know it. I'm the best fucking wrestler in the world, and I have been for the past 20 years. And the crowd just fucking explodes, bro. Like they're smashing the barriers and everything. It was really something, like the roar, that the way the crowd comes up for him. It was sick, man. I loved it. And then obviously Bryan goes into a promo talking about how, you know, he's doing this for everyone who's followed him for the past 25 years, his family. And you know, Swerve said he's going to cripple him. Well, he's going to have to, because he's going to have to kill him in the ring to beat him, because he's ready to leave his soul in this ring. And then he finishes up, I think, with he has to chat. Yeah, he has the crowd like, oh, can Bryan Danielson defeat Swerve Strickland and become AEW World Champion? And the show closes with huge yes chants, basically. And like I said, Bryan found the fire in his eyes, fire in his soul. A lot of people have been asking for this. Some people might say it was left a little late in the game, but we finally got the American Dragon that we wanted to see going into Wembley. Marcus, what did you make of the segment? Swerve, I thought, came across pretty good in this as well. But yeah, there's quite a bit to unpack there. So, do you think?
Man, listen, man, where do I start? First of all, I'm gonna start with Nigel real quick because everybody played their role to perfection. Nigel is coming off as the biggest hater of all time. It's like, yeah, that motherfucker ain't got no neck, Swerve. Go kill him, Swerve. That's what they be saying, not me, but he your champion. And Swerve during the interview was like, nah, brother, you ain't leaving. Stay your ass right here. Just like Swerve just came off like babyface or heel or leaning one way or the other. He's just an evil motherfucker, isn't he? Like he's just so great at this. He's like, bro, I don't give a fuck if you retire or not. You gotta check in with me. If you pull up to Defy, check in. Arena Mexico, check in. Come backstage, check in. You eat dinner, check in and save me a plate, Bree. It's so great. With Bryan, bro, finally show some damn fire, bro. You are Bryan Danielson. 4 weeks of you in every little interview. Yeah, I'm sure some of it was a little kayfabe where it's like, my neck's cooked. I'm just happy to be here. I'm cool with retiring. Dude, at least pretend like you give a shit that you're wrestling for the World Championship at Wembley Stadium. This is all I wanted out of you for the last month. This is all anyone's wanted out of you. And thank God we got it on the go home. And thank God we got it from a red hot crowd. It hit every note that it needed to. Everyone did well. Everyone played their role. The crowd played their role to absolute perfection. Shout bringing the guardrails back, bro. They was banging on the things all night.
Oh yeah.
And they went crazy here in this segment, bro. It was great. Everything about this was great. I wish we got about 2 more of these, but I'll take this.
Yeah, it's good shit, man. But like you said, the atmosphere just made it even more. It felt like a real moment, you know. Charlie, you was there.
I was.
What was it? What was it like witnessing this and being amongst that atmosphere?
Bro, like the section I was sat in, no one sat down this entire promo. Everyone was just way too excited to hear Swerve speak and to see Nigel as well. Like, I'm assuming like Nigel's entrance wasn't shown during Dynamite, but he got a huge pop from Cardiff. It was actually really lovely to see. Obviously Swerve got like a massive pop, and he had the crowd in like the palm of his hand the entire promo, and then the energy for Bryan is like something I have never experienced, other than like Ospreay earlier in the night. But like, it's Bryan Danielson, and the crowd knew what was like about to go down, and his promo was everything that it needed to be in this segment, and the crowd were like perfect. Like, there being guardrails in this arena was like perfect because the crowd was like smacking on them all night. I don't know where the guardrails were in the arena. I could not see them, but I could sure fucking hear them all night. Like, but no, it was like the instinct yes chance after he did the whole like, can Bryan Danielson win it all in? Like, all we were missing is you were gonna get your fucking head kicked in. But I think Wembley Stadium was gonna have that one down. But I loved everything about this. Like, I don't think it could have gone any more perfectly than it did.
Yeah, I think the match is going to be pretty special.
Simon just said in chat the floor was shaking. It was like, you could feel, like, when people say you could feel the energy, that like you could quite literally feel the energy in there because of the floor was like shaking.
A rumble.
Like, genuinely.
Chills.
No, fucking good. I'll remember that for a very long time.
Everything it needed to be, and Swerve is just gonna be a fucking menace in Wembley. Bryan's gonna give us a seizure spot probably that's gonna scare the absolute hell out of people.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm so locked in. I still have my issues with this being the main. I do. I'm not gonna lie, but this right here is just everything I wanted it to be. So on the night, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be saying
this is how you sell a match.
Only took 4 weeks to do it. Only took you out of your mouth finally doing it, and not Jeff Jarrett and Hangman Page in a throwaway article at 7 a.m. doing it. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, Bryan. Finally, you checked into the game.
God bless. He's just the greatest man alive. And I'm glad you remembered that in Cardiff. Like,
took long enough.
Yeah, I think it should be a very special main event in terms of match quality. Also, me and Ibu were saying on our show earlier as well, like if it's just good, I'd be disappointed. You know,
Yeah.
like, I genuinely think this could be like easy match of the year contender. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, very much
It
looking
has
forward to it.
everything you want. It's a big stip. It's in a stadium. Swerve's been on a run as champion. It's Bryan Danielson. Like, what more can you ask for?
Yeah, just that last thing and that last thing alone is, you know, it's a pretty big one. You know, Bryan Danielson. You know,
Probably the biggest part of it.
very very safe, but this will be a very very good one. So yeah, Swerve, Bryan Danielson. It took a while, but it finally kicked into the gear. Many people were wanting it to, and of course they did. Especially with this last angle, a lot of it was by design, but it's like, you know, you can still kind of pick holes in the way that we got here, you know. So
Yeah.
It is what it is. We're here now. Bryan's on the court, and I think Sunday's going to be a special one. So I'm very much fired up for it. All right. So the next big thing on the show I want to get into, and what the chat I think wanted us to get into, when I asked everyone what the favorite thing was, or the biggest thing was the Will Ospreay and MJF face-to-face segment. Big live.
Yeah.
promo.
Big negativity.
Big live.
Negativity, baby.
All right, so this starts off with Ospreay coming out. Ospreay in the UK, not I was going to say England then, but in the UK, good lord, he's over.
Bro.
You know,
Did they cut out any of like the crowd? Like the crowd was genuinely chanting for about 2 minutes. Like I can't. Garrett, like they must have cut some of it out on Dynamite.
Yeah, they cut it out slightly because it kind of went right there in the entrance for a little bit.
They were loud and proud about Ospreay. It was insane.
I love the switch up as well. Like no, when MJF's music hit, no, because they were still like in the middle of like just showering Ospreay with some praise, you know.
But they would have kept
like, MJF's music just fully cut them off.
Yeah, I think they had to do that to move the segment along, because otherwise the crowd would have just kept going.
100%, and it worked, you know. The big boost for MJF as soon as his music hit, as you would want. But yeah, just it really is something seeing that like Ospreay being treated that way, you know. I don't know. It's a weird one with Ospreay, I think, because it's like a lot of people who have followed his career. It's like we know that he's like basically like he was like the way that he was like the only person left. It felt like on the Indies for a while, you know, on the British Indies, and like the way that like he was coming back over and doing all the Rev Pro shows and doing all those things that he was doing and just taking bookings in the UK wherever he could get up. Like when he really did not have to, you know.
Yeah.
He was at this point he was like a former IWGP heavyweight champion and stuff, you know. But even still, just like the grind he's putting on the Indies, it's like most people who have been to a UK show that's like non-WWE have seen a Will Ospreay match, and he probably had the match of the night on that show. So it's like to see on a larger scale now that he's at like a top 2 company. No, whether it was at Wembley last year, whether it's at like if he ever gets booked on like a Royal Quest show or something like that, you know, or whether it's like Dynamite last night and Wembley this Sunday, like it really is kind of I don't know, it's really nice, and like I don't know, there's like a sentiment to it, you know. So yeah, but like I said, MJF's music he cuts all that shit off. Like MJF gets those big boos. He comes out in a fucking USA flag suit, looks ridiculous.
Back it up.
And yeah, they go back and forth on the mic. Ospreay really Britted it up. A lot of bruvs, a lot of British references. Barry Scott references.
Like, what was he talking about?
Silic Bang is like a cleaning product, but it has like a very iconic advert in the UK, and like Bang and the Dirt is Gone is like something that people quote all the time because of it's just been an ad on TV for like years and years and years.
Talking about the TV show, I was like, okay. I was sitting there like,
oh yeah, he was referencing fucking Gavin and Stacey as well.
Oh yeah, this is what I'm saying, bro. Like he really Britted it up, you know.
Yeah.
Like
He's played in the Law of Gavin and Stacey as the funniest shit ever. Like,
yeah, they
I'm just
they were
sitting
going
there.
back and forth about kind of you know, like who made a mess of AEW and who had to clean up after who. And when MJF finally got his chance to speak on the mic, the crowd was not having it at all. They were chanting, "Who are ya? Who are ya?" and "Shut the fuck up" and all that sort of stuff at him. And but MJF's argument was basically AEW top brass and Warner Brothers Discovery begged MJF to come back and clean up the mess that Will Ospreay has made. And then Ospreay's retaliation to this is like this kind of like shoot style promo where he's like,
it was beast. I can't hold you.
it was, I don't know, but it was interesting. He goes off on this like tangent about like you know how MJF, you know, he was a great champion until he took the joke too far, and MJF was the catalyst of AEW veering away from the fundamentals of what AEW is, and that when he was champion main event in Wembley, Tony Khan came to Will Ospreay and begged him to be on Wembley last year because he knew that the main event featuring MJF and Adam Cole would not be able to like live up to having a great match.
Correct.
And a line that was very interesting, I thought, it was like he says something along the lines like Tony Khan's got 3,000 people back there under contract, and he phoned me, so it was like he's still good like a shot at the locker room.
And their grandma.
Talk that shit though.
Everyone in the NAM back there, but he called me because he couldn't rely on his world champ for a great match. So yeah, he said that, and he goes on to talk about how how Ospreay is the opposite of that, and how he is the feeling bruv. And yeah, then MJF goes on kind of like a promo saying like, facts don't care about feelings, basically. And the root of that is he tries to cut Ospreay deep because as some people know, Ospreay's with Alex Windsor. It's Alex Windsor, and she's already got a child from a previous relationship. And MJF brought up that real life fact that Ospreay isn't the father of.
A bit dicey with the crowd. The crowd did not like that.
He was healing it up, mate. He was healing it up. But yeah, he was just talking about like you're not the real dad, and Ospreay starts being like what the fuck. The crowd's like what the fuck, Then
he was like yo, chill.
And he's like, well, after the conversation I had with your, with your girlfriend, I don't.
Why was catching strays today on last night's episode? Why was catching strays?
And yeah, basically the big line that MJF said, he was like, after the conversation I had with Alex Windsor backstage, I don't think the next kid that she has is going to be yours either. And when Ospreay, he kind of like stands there and he like bubbles up, and then he turns around, and then he like turns around and he goes, Tony, like Shivani, you got Tony Khan on your ear. Ask him how big the fine will be if I just twat this geezer right now. And tells him it'll be £100,000, $127,000, and Ospreay kind of still bubbling up. He ums and ahs, and then he's like, "Oh fuck it," and just he like I said, he twats MJF, as he would say, and they go back and forth a bit. MJF actually gets one up on. This is what kills me. He takes the fine, but he gets the shit kicked out of him by MJF anyway.
Yeah,
he used the weapon. That don't count.
MJF. MJF, he gets color. Ospreay gets color, bro. Ospreay gets color.
I didn't realize that until the backstage part.
Yeah, man. Then so MJF was standing tall at the end of this. Well, actually, that isn't entirely true because he goes to hit a Tiger Driver. But security and everyone gets in the ring and they're all pulled apart and everything by then. So, and that's kind of how the segment ends, where like, Ospreay is in the middle of the ring, bloodied up, almost got Tiger Driver, has been absolutely, I don't even know what you'd call it by MJF. It was an interesting segment that had, I think there was a lot to it. Like I said, it kind of went in a lot of different directions and said a lot of things. There was there was talk of match quality. There was talk of girlfriends and stepdads, and all. It went in a lot of different directions.
It started like 8
don't
something,
know.
it ended past 9, so it went a long time.
Because I felt like, because of everyone was standing for this entire segment, I felt like I was stood up for about 40 minutes, to be honest. Like, they were yapping and yapping and yapping. Like, it just didn't end, it felt. But the crowd was eating it up the entire time, so... And they were loud throughout it. I thought there was at times I couldn't actually hear what they were saying on the mic because the crowd was so fucking loud chanting. I did enjoy this though, like the bare bones of like what it was and what it did to build the match. I think it was really good. The reason that the crowd didn't really like what MJF was saying about Alex Windsor and her previous relationships is because of her previous partner was someone that was involved in Brit Rest, and he was very beloved and tragically passed away. That's why it was dicey, not just because he was making the references he was. So, but obviously it's something that Ospreay's approved, so it is what it is. It's heel heat, it's whatever. But just a little bit of context for people. But no, I really like this segment. Some of like the inside baseball stuff, as people call it, I was like, yeah, it's kind of whatever, but the crowd were into it, so I don't know. Yapping.
Oh, of course, there was that big moment as well where like Ospreay was talking about like how he's the feeling, and the crowd loves him now, and MJF like lashes out for a split second, shows a bit of vulnerability. Where he's like, everybody loved me until you showed up. It's like, whoa.
He's like, oh, yeah. Don't say you really feel.
Whoa. I actually liked that part of the segment, to be honest.
Yeah, that was good.
Because like that is rooted in some actual like kind of like reality, so and that is definitely that is definitely a way you could spin it with like his heel character and stuff. So I actually did like that, and like I said, there was some elements of this that I liked, but there was some elements of this where I was just kind of rolled my eyes and kind of felt a bit all over the place in a sense, but it felt big. And the big takeaway from this, I thought, was just kind of the reaction for Ospreay, like we was already talking about when he first made his entrance. But even when he was like, every time he had a line that he was meaning to hit, it hit with the crowd because they're just so behind him, man. It really is just something to see, like just how over and beloved he is in the UK.
Wembley's going to be crazy. Like, if 4K people made that amount of noise last night, like, what's 50K going to do? It's going to be crazy.
Yeah. He's very special to the modern Brit Rest scene, over the past decade or so. But yeah, Ospreay MJF, heated angle nonetheless, even if it did have some things that I weren't crazy about with Marcus. How you feeling?
I'm glad you tagged me in because I'm ready to talk my shit about this.
Yeah, man, get it off, bro. Get your shit off, brother.
The boys got negative. That's all I asked for. But in a real sense, this was everything about this feud encapsulated in one segment. It was a lot. It was a little messy. But hey, I'll be damned if I wasn't locked in for it. I will say with Ospreay, hometown advantage is a hell of a thing because that crowd treated him like a god. Because like when you said like they were going on and on and on and on and on with the chants, like they did edit it out slightly, and you could tell like they were ready to just explode with everything every time he touched the mic, anytime he did anything. Mm-hmm. So Ospreay was doing his thing. MJF, I could do without the Ben Shapiro lines. Facts don't care about your feelings. I'll kick your ass if you do that again. Please don't ever. But other than that, like. Like, bro, I don't need Ben Shapiro lines on my television. I don't.
I didn't know that was a Ben Shapiro line, but checks out.
Yeah. But anyway, like Ospreay, he had one like really insane line where he was like, "I low down dirty like my wife." I'm like, damn. You said I'm that dude. I'm buried that shitty ass main event you had last year, and my wife for real either. Like, damn, we're talking shit. Let's get it.
Yeah.
But, hey man, it's time to admit. That Bro Chacho's main event last year did suck. It did.
Oh, I've never said it was good. We're on the same thing, man.
Yeah, us in this segment, we know, but some people still holding on to the past. And all I know is Ospreay had a real good match with 2023 Chris Jericho.
Indeed.
I'm just saying. He was like, hey, nigga. He was right. That shit did go too long. The funny ha-has did go too far. But I will give him Jeffers credit. He, with the little mini crowd shot, talking about some, everybody loved me until you got here. I was like, all right, bro. You damn right. Correct. Every time Will saying shit, I'm staying in the back. I'm like, yeah, do his ass, Will. Do his ass. It was ass. Tell Tony Khan can't trust you to wrestle. Tell him no kangaroo kick sorry as hell. Talk your shit, William. William Peter Charles motherfucker Ospreay put that in a body bag on the mic, which I never thought I'd say in the year of our Lord 2024. But here the hell we are, and I'm glad to be in this timeline. Now, anyways, my man, MJF, bro, you just so mad. You so gotten to that Will Ospreay's out here raising a black child. You're so mad that he's the father that stepped up. Because while he's out here raising the young black king and he's showing them the way, you out here throwing alcohol on young black kings, Maxwell. So I want to hear from you. You're just so mad. So gotten to. My man Ospreay just doing his thing. He's being a good man. He ain't the father, but he the father that stepped up. This ain't no family matter shit, Maxwell. He doing his thing out here. And he finna whoop your ass, and he finna paralyze you in kayfabe, of course. In front of 50K people of his own home fans. Talk that shit. I was in the back waving my damn shirt like motherfucking P.D. Pablo every time Ospreay said something. Damn. I'm locked in.
Hey, man. Like I said, the crowd was so into Ospreay, bro. And Ospreay was saying some things, bro. Like I said, he was very much like a shoot style promo. It's like, we're talking match quality, so we're doing all
meet
that.
The Freedmans, baby. Meet the Freedmans. Need the pianos playing in the background every time he says something. No matter of fact, one of y'all nice creative people out there on the interwebs and in the Recipeers Galaxy, I need y'all to clip that promo segment up every time Ospreay just says something crazy about Max and put the Meet the Grams pianos in the background. I need it.
Yeah. We got a little super chat related to the segment, so I'll get that out now. Short on Spells, $5. Normally, I don't like the MJF inside baseball stuff, but Ospreay matched it so well that I found it actually worked for them.
Yeah, it was on brand with the feud because it's bombastic, it's messy as hell at times, sometimes a little clunky, but that's humans. Humans are clunky and messy, so I was cool with it for this night, and the crowd added a lot to it. So yeah, good work all around.
Yeah.
Don't ever do the Ben Shapiro bullshit ever again, though.
Oh man, wrestling full of interesting characters that
Indeed.
enjoy interesting characters. Anyway, all right. So Ospreay MJF. I think Ospreay is the biggest lock of the night for Wembley.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they can have a good match as well. It's just obviously so you go off if we're going off the 60-minute match, it's like it's impossible to kind of guess what they're gonna do, But obviously I think this will be better than that. And yeah, man, big moment for Ospreay, big win for him. He's already had a few big wins already. Obviously he lost to Swerve. He's already beat Danielson. Beating MJF in AEW is a big deal. So, yeah, hopefully catapults it from here. Don't think MJF is going to be doing the mega stuff after Wembley. Don't think there's any chance of that.
He'd be a nut job if he attempted to do this after Wembley.
Yeah, you'd get more vote for most disgusting promotional tactic.
It's like, if he just played on the line, everybody loved me until you got here and used it for the rest of his feud and just channeled it into that. It'll be awesome. Just avoid the dumb shit. That's all I ask. Avoid the stupidity. Go forward.
You can just root it in the reality of his character, bro. Like it's just with MJF, bro. He turned face, and it was almost like obviously it was so like wink that like you can even play into it because it was almost like too joyous and stuff. Like he was so happy and happy-go-lucky and just the baby face with all this shtick and his wink and just just hamming it up, And then obviously his best friend, his bro Chat Joe, Cole, turned on him, and it's like that. you know, MJF don't let no one in. He's told us about all his, like, you know, his what is it, ADD, and what he doesn't trust people and his trust issues. And it's like there's a lot of depth in his character because obviously he's had 20-minute promos for the past 5 years, you know. So there is a lot of depth that you can touch on with his character. And obviously him actually warming up to someone like Cole being turned on. So just because it went so bad with the devil stuff, you know, and it was so like just shitty at the end, it's like there is still some like parts of that storyline that you can play on for MJF's character, you know.
Right. It's just all about actually doing it and just avoiding and stay on message is what I'm getting at.
If you just keep it grounded in that, you don't have fuckers in devil masks and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Keep it like I said, MJF is there's depth to his character that you can work with, you know, and I think coming out of this after he drops like the MAGA stuff, it's like if we can get that more like sinister, in-depth heel that I've been wanting him to do for like the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It will pop me massively, man, because I think it will take him to another level. And I know a lot of people would put MJF on like a top level anyway. I still think he's got like a ways to go character wise, you know. So
just instincts is really the big thing with him.
Yeah. He has ideas though, which is better than having no ideas, you know. So
like he always wants to shoot like angles and have real feuds. It's just staying on message with them can be a struggle.
Yeah, but he's a very, very talented kid. I know he can draw some people insane. He can be very annoying, you know. No, it's even like now, but us we cannot talk about some people. Like it's like that. There's like that Twitter account that's literally like at fuck MJF, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, some people hate MJF, bro. I think he's the worst. It's like even Ash, our friend Ash, like can't stand MJF, bro.
I agree.
But, you know, he's very talented. I just think he's just a guy with a lot of ideas. His instincts, I think, could do with a little bit of guidance and stuff like that.
He has editors when he needs. If there was anyone who needed an editor, it's Max.
Yeah, very, very capable, young. He's still young as fuck as well, bro. Like, so we'll see. We'll see what he's got cooking after Wembley. I am interested. I'd dare I say optimistic. Yeah.
Laughing nervously.
I guess to tag on the back of this segment later on in the show, Ospreay's backstage. He's all bloodied up. He's all fucked, like, you know. He's all beat up and shit. And Bryan Danielson comes into frame, and he basically becomes the devil on his shoulder. He's like, "Do it." He's like, "Do it. Do it, Will."
Fucking kill him. The irony of Bryan Danielson telling anyone to lock in is fucking hilarious.
It's incredible.
But with Ospreay, it makes sense because, like, dude, why are you hesitating using the Tiger Driver? One, MJF's the biggest piece of shit in the company. Just do it. No one's gonna look at you differently if you drop him on his damn head. Two, you dropped me on my head and I'm main eventing Wembley. I came out like 3 weeks later, dude. It's okay.
Won a tournament.
I want a tournament. Just do it. After us, I'm packing Hangman Page in full crash out mode to get here. Just do it.
That's a very dangerous Hangman. But yeah, Bryan Danielson, give his blessing to Will Ospreay, if you will, to use the Tiger Driver on MJF at Wembley. And I think it's fair to say that MJF deserves it, you know?
Indeed.
Yes. I have one request. Hit it and win with it. No bullshit. Drop him on his fucking
yeah, 100%. 100%, brother. 100%. Do you think he bumped through it like Kenny did and just literally just take it on his head? Or...
I hope so. If he's a real wrestler, he really would.
I think he does, yeah. I feel like he's going to feel the need to prove a point, and he's going to take it in the most insane way possible.
Right, well, I can still picture that Kenny bump like vividly, bro. It's
fucking disgusting.
Sick bastard.
Because I know you was live for it, Chuck, but like I was watching it just with the homies and stuff, and he just did it. I'm like, what the fuck? Did he just do that?
It was foul. It was. I think I have a video of it. It's genuinely foul.
Kenny died on that bump,
wrestlers rule, man.
Best business.
I miss Kenny Omega. He's a real one. I miss him so much.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to come back. All right. Next thing I'll go to is Mercedes Moné, Britt Baker, big contract signing. Believe he's opened the show.
It did. Wait, open the tape. I don't know if they got it around.
No, it did.
It opened. It opened.
So yeah, Mercedes Moné, big star feel as always when she walks out there. Got Camille bodyguard with her, and made her way to the ring. CEO, etc., etc., etc. Britt Baker, DMD, she comes down, and it just has a big feel to it, man. It's like I like it when these two are in the ring together because it just feels big, you know. And they go back and forth, and they tried a pretty standard jab. So I think you could have predicted half of the things they were going to say, you know. And I guess, you know, if you've got an issue with that, look, I get it, you know. But at the same time, I didn't really have a problem with anything any of them said. At one point, Britt Baker had a line about like Mercedes. She was one of four, but Britt Baker is one of one. And he was just like lines like that.
Kind of popped me a little bit.
It was a fire line, but it's like Soulja Boy saying that to Nas, bro. Like, it was so funny.
So yeah, that had like a nice little back and forth. I thought.
I was into it.
Britt at one point hilariously hits Camille with like the microphone.
Yes,
it's got this really awkward looking strike.
Okay, so it looked bad on TV too. Okay, good, because live it looked
really
horrendous.
It was really comical. I can't hold you.
Like the whole like little breakdown after like the actual contract signing bit looked really bad live.
Yeah, Mercedes did her thing as well. I think she looked a lot more comfortable out here than usual. And I think I've mentioned this on shows before, and I mentioned it on Twitter last night. But it really is like drastic, like how different Mercedes, even just like a cadence and just how comfy she looks out there when she's doing a live promo with someone to go back and forth with, like a Britt Baker who can obviously hold her own. It was the case that the first time they went face to face. I thought that was a really cool segment. You know, it felt really big. Mercedes held her own. Britt did her thing. You know, and then obviously we had a few weeks of like Mercedes doing like live promos and stuff like that. And it's just like, I don't know, man. Like Mercedes just isn't someone that I'd throw out there and just be like, yeah, just cut a live promo to the crowd. You know, like she just isn't that kind of character, or like she just doesn't have. That's just not something I'd say she has in the back pockets per se, you know. But when she's in there and it's a big feeling segment and she can go back and forth with someone and trade jabs and say little catty lines and stuff like that, like she's good, man. I'd go as far as to say she's actively like quite good, you know. It's like I said, it's just drastic the difference between when she's got someone to go back and forth with compared to when she's just talking to a live crowd, you know. And not for whatever it's worth, I did quite enjoy the segment as well, to be fair. Like I said, it felt big. And that's half the battle, man. You know, people buying into it, buying into the big stars. It's a contract signing. And they did the thing, you know, that it wasn't as like explosive and, you know, fucking inside baseball like fucking the MJF Ospreay one was. But it was good nonetheless, I thought. Marcus, what did you make of CEO DMD signing the papers?
It was solid work. I mean, it did what it needed to do for the build. Like, you'll never convince me that Mercedes is some terrible promo, especially when she's actually in there with somebody that she can actually bounce off of instead of just talking to the crowd, because she can have cool little catty ass lines. It's just her cadence is kind of awkward, but Britt truth be told has a bit of an awkward cadence too, so like it kind of worked for them. And the Britt line was so damn funny because one, it had no right being as cold as it was, because it was a cold line. But you're saying this to Mercedes Moné, Britt, like you're not on that stratosphere as a wrestler. So it just sounded so funny, but it's so uniquely Britt Baker that it popped me like tremendously. But like it did its job, and it's half the battle of getting the audience to believe that you two are stars and that this is a big occasion that they're actually feuding with each other. And they'll be able to do that. Britt suspension aside and some of the snafus from week to week because of it. But here on the night in the UK, they believed that they were stars because, let's face it, they are. And then part 2 is just a match. It could be really cool. It could overachieve. It could also be hilarious. Depends on how you see it.
Yeah, man. I agree. For what you said about Brit and like that line being like hilarious, her saying it, it's like that's part of what popped me as well, you know, because it's like it's so Britt Baker's character to obviously believe that, you know, like Britt Baker kayfabe, and maybe even in real life, you know, like she feels like she is the absolute, you know, diamond of the division that has led the division for the first 5 years of the company, being the main character, etc., etc., etc. So, like, yeah, she, like Britt Baker, the TV character, of course, she sees herself as on the level of the horsewomen, you know. But like in reality, it's like, so when she comes out with something like that, I'm just like, but of course, you know, it's
Britt is such a funny. She is a funny character study. Both kayfabe and real life. It's like you have to be this irrational and this delusional to be successful in this business. And to her credit, she does have the most irrational confidence I've ever seen of somebody that's not like that level of performer in the ring in a company that rewards being that level of performer, especially in front of arguably one of the greatest wrestlers, women's wrestlers of all time in North America, and just period. So it's like, hey, you see yourself as a star, you carry yourself as one, people will react to you as one. So good for her on that front. Now, please don't suck Sunday. I'm begging you.
Oh man. A lot of people got, like Charlie, fingers crossed for this match. But as far as the contract signing goes, Charlie, you was there again. I'm going to say that a lot today.
Yeah.
Because you was there for a lot of this show, apparently. But yeah, what did you make of it, man? How did the crowd feel as you was there live, and it was kind of the live perspective?
Cardiff loved Britt Baker. They popped huge for her music. They popped huge for her saying just about anything during the segment. They played into Mercedes being a heel very well, like very much. Like Cardiff was so down to boo Mercedes, and she was eating that shit up. Like she was really playing off the crowd here as well. It felt like. I thought the segment was pretty good and got the feud like back on track a little bit, and like kind of like just sold the match like for Wembley, which is what it was designed to do. Britt attacking Camille after did look hilarious in the ring. I need to watch that on the I need to watch it on the stream because I need, like, it may have just been me, but it looked very awkward and clunky. It may, I don't know, but really good segment, I thought, genuinely. Britt is a hilarious promo, and some of the stuff she comes out with was popping me quite a lot. Like that, like one of one line is just art that only Britt Baker could put together. To be honest,
Isn't
like,
she is an artist?
Like, it was funny as hell, but crowd was super into it. But they were super into everything. To be honest, there was only one person that they weren't super into this night, and it's quite funny who it was, to be honest. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this. They did a good job.
Yeah, I thought they did what they needed to, you know. All right. Well, where do I want it? Let's talk about an actual wrestling match.
Talk about a trios match. I like that one.
And talk about the trios match. All right. Young Bucks, Jack Perry, the Elite versus Darby Allin, the FTR trios match, warming up for Wembley. A lot of people who will be facing off against each other at Wembley. And especially the people, the people that are in this stream right now, know I kind of crashed out about the Young Bucks the other week. And this was drastically different from them. Absolutely, this was a good match, man. And I wasn't watching this thinking, "Oh my god, the Young Bucks do not care." Like I wasn't thinking that, you know. And that's not to say they went full on like 2016, you know. But they were good in this, man. Darby, you know what you're getting with Darbs, bro. Darbs the man. Perry, he had his moments here. FTR I thought were like a really good like spine of the match. I love the FTR, bro. What can I say?
Cardiff
I
did
don't
the
know that far.
thing. They sung the theme music. I haven't seen that. Like, it didn't happen at Wembley last year, but Royal Quest, FTR's theme music was sung, and Cardiff brought it back.
Well, there were, reasons they didn't do it last year, but
Hey man, listen. The UK will pop for a lot of things, and theme music is one of them. Like,
that they will.
Yeah, I thought pretty much everyone looked pretty good here.
yeah.
The FTR, that's who I'm rooting for to win the tag titles this Sunday, because I just think they're fucking awesome, man. Like, they're just the effort every week in, week out,
Gosh,
reliable as fuck. They're just, the crowd love them as well. It's just, they're just the best, but like I said, good performances all round. Really like this. I hope they do I hope they have more of this approach going forward. AEW, when they've got pay-per-views coming up, like these kind of these big tags, whether it's trios. Yeah, man. Like, I love this shit, bro. And AEW has a roster to make up some really cool trios matches, as they did last night. Like, even on paper, bro, like, this is a great match on paper. So it's like, no shit, it was a good match. But with that said, Charlie, he was there live.
Shocking revelation.
If you didn't know.
Breaking news.
What did you make of it, man? What stood out to you? What was your favourite spot? I don't know. Talk to us.
Cash Wheeler is a freak of nature, and he wants to be a flippy wrestler so bad. It pops me so much. Like, he was super locked in this match. It was actually really impressive. The Young Bucks actually care about wrestling. That was nice to see. They wrestled here, and they were like pretty locked in as well. I was very happy to see that. Did the CM Punk chants get on stream?
Not that I noticed, to be honest.
Oh, they might have cut them out then. I might have a video of it.
I might have missed it though, admittedly. But
I think it was. I'm trying to think if it was during the actual match or when they first came out. It might have been when they were coming down the ramp to do the whole bit about the ending of Claudio, Okada. But they were quite loud on like the side I was on. But I was opposite. I was like, hard cam was facing the side I was sat on, so it might not have gone stream really. But yeah, very funny. They kind of played it up to that. The Crimea River chants were really funny as well. Jack Perry was really playing up to those. Yeah, really, really fun match. Really good way to end the the wrestling portion of the Dynamite taping. Crowd was super into it. Darby's great. Darby really stood out in this match, I think. Yeah, I don't know what I have to say. It was just a really fun time, and it was nice to see Nicholas and Matthew wrestling.
Yeah, they delivered what it said on the tin.
Yes.
It was.
Oh my god, I was. Ironically enough, I was sat in a Weatherspoons when this was announced, and I didn't have any signal.
No.
I wasn't eating. I was drinking.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
I was
With the spoons is drink cheap drinks.
Yes, but I didn't have any signal, so my friend I was sat next to just was like, "Oh shit, the Bucks are wrestling tonight," and I literally went. I was just like, "The Bucks are doing what?" It was real shit.
Yeah, Marcus, I know you're a huge fan of the FTR, and you believe they should win this Sunday.
Hold on, let's not do that. Let's not go that far. That's a bridge too far for my liking.
They're very good, Marcus. I gotta spread the good word, the good word of the FTR. No, they're great, bro.
It's great. They be doing their thing, but they're great. They're cool.
They're great, Anyway, Marcus, did you enjoy this match? I'm sure you did. It was a good time, wasn't it?
I did. Yeah, it was a good little time. Road 2 tags good. Keep doing them, please, because everybody put their little shit in. Darby's a crash dummy. We all know that. He's just gonna do something insane. That bump he took after the stereo super kick, I was like, bro, don't break your neck before Sunday, please. You have a coffin match. He went full back and took him straight on his damn shoulders. Neck barely tucked in, chin barely tucked in. I was like,
It
Darby,
crazy.
please. But nah, he did his thing. Cash, cut the no flips, just fish shit out, bro. You know you want to be a flipping nigga. You know you did 450s on the Indies, bro. You tried doing a damn 450 in the first Young Bucks match. Cut it out. We know who you are. Like, please. Dax, he was cool. He was there. He threw his punches. He did his thing. Jack also put his little shift in. The Bucks looked like they gave a fuck. Thank God. Please have a good match Sunday. I'm begging you. I think it will be. Now, please, and after that, move on to something else. Do something else. A new tag team. Please.
Get new gear, man. The gears are ugly.
Hey, man. I liked them initially. Then after like 2 months, I'm like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it popped me for like the first like 2 weeks. And I was like, damn, this gear really fucking sucks, actually.
Yeah, for me, it was like when they first wrestled in them, I was like, oh, okay, they're just driving home the gimme sort of thing. And
Yeah.
then they'll get like real gear, you know?
Yeah.
And then they just didn't. Like, yeah.
It's one of those parts of the gimmick that like
brutal,
don't land too much. So just adjust it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, after this, the Acclaimed, I'm sure the Acclaimed are
The Acclaim
involved.
did.
Yeah,
The
Charlie,
Acclaim
talk
did
to
come
people.
out.
What happened?
The Acclaim were there.
When the Acclaim came
got a
out,
promo that was
I checked out because I didn't care what they had to say. The
Now,
crowd
to be fair, a lot of the
didn't
crowd
really
did.
react to the music, but they were locked in for the promo, but they didn't really react to the music initially. I was like, oh, are they not over here? Like, if there's any place for the Acclaim to be over, it's going to be internationally. But like, they had them in the palm of their hand anyway. So yeah, I think it was a decent promo for what I actually did listen to. When it got to Anthony Bowen's talking, that bit was good.
Cass didn't say anything like offensive or nothing like stupid. It's just Max Caster. Shut the fuck up. It's one of those things. It was fine. Now the Billy Gunn part was hilarious. He's like, "We got 2 words for it. It sucked." Like, bro, it's not 1998. Stop.
Nah, but British people are nostalgia merchants, so.
Yeah, but someone did get caught on camera saying, "I thought it was Scissor Me." I was like,
That's a good bit.
yeah.
I like that.
Good shit. You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna save the super chats. I was just considering if we should take a little break, but you know what? Fuck a break. Let's get into another good match. Kazuchika Okada versus Claudio Castagnoli.
Yeah.
Very, very good match on paper. When you see this sort of match graphic get thrown up, you do get fired up, you know. Good crowd for it as well. And they even went to a 20-minute time limit draw. And it was very good, I thought. It was of course you'd expect like a good match on two as people as high level as this, but I just really liked it, like the physicality. Claudio looked really switched on in this.
Yeah.
He was really feeling it out there. Okada, it was like a little reminder of like, this is the guy that AEW signed, you know? Because obviously you gotta think like his legend and reputation in Japan, like he really is like a godlike level wrestler, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like when he comes into AEW, you'll understand him being put with the Young Bucks and stuff and going that route with it. But it's like, to me, it did feel like it did kind of take a little bit of shine of just kind of like how deep this man's aura is, you know, because he's doing shtick and he's so good at shtick, it's almost to his detriment. Like he's so good at like the comedy and the timing of it.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's one of those things in American TV. One of the worst things you can do is like have the damn producers find out that you're funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I think kind of some of that as well. It kind of took a little bit of the shine off, you know. But it's like on any given week, he can walk out there with the coin drop in a cool gown and just wrestle really good. And it's like, we're back on track, baby, you know? But yeah, I love Okada. I think he's great. I love Claudio. I think he's fucking awesome. One of the best TV workers of all time. And I had a really good time with this. I really loved Okada being like just a straight up coward at the end. Just trying to get out of the ring.
Get out of here.
Just crawling and sprawling out of there. And I mean, hopefully they have a rematch or something along the lines. Probably something for the Continental Classic or something. I don't know. But yeah, really, really good time with this one. Really enjoyed it. I think they've even got an even better match in them as well, because I think there's little parts in the middle where it drifted into just kind of moving along, which it can always happen when you're trying to go to a time limit draw. But for most of the 20 minutes, I thought they filled it well. Marcus, what did you make of Big Kazu versus Big Claudio?
Well, it would be very snarky of me to say, breaking news: 2 awesome wrestlers had an awesome match on television in an environment that allows you to have awesome matches. New at 5. But no, I ain't gonna do that. Brother, this shit was real. That's my Big Kazu. That's my Continental Champ. That's Claudio. That's my Swing King. That's my Uppercut King. They went out there and did their motherfucking dance. So, like, the uppercuts were physical. You can see sweat flying off Okada, man. Like, he was taking a beating later on in that match. The funniest thing in every Okada match, babyface or heel, especially heel in this character, he does like the whole like fake out where he's gonna hit you against the ropes and just taps you on the chest. Shit pops me every time. And the Rainmaker camera where he just hits you with the finger. Shout out to him, what a beast. But no, like, you can tell it's hard to do, especially when it's only 20 minutes, which is kind of that normal for Continental title matches. And you see Okada trying to work through it a little bit. But you can see him slowly but surely getting there when it comes to condensing his formula to television. And it's coming along great. And Claudio looked locked in. Okada was locked in. That drop kick still beautiful. The elbow drop still beautiful. He just does really simple offense at a really elite, hard-hitting level. I love everything about it. And him just trying to roll out the damn ring after getting stomped, after getting hit with the uppercut. He's like, no, I'm gone. You got it. This thing is ill. No.
Claudio's like scrambling after him. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a pretty effective way to, sell the urgency of the time limit. Only real gripe I have is that they don't do countdowns for some reason.
Bro,
they're so bad at the time calls.
It spoils the finish as well, bro. It's like
they need to be consistent about them. If they're going to be using time limit draws to the level they've started to use them in AEW, just start doing the time calls properly. It's such a simple thing.
It's actually that's a very frustrating thing about it, isn't it? Because it's like it's so easy to do. Like,
just calm down. 10 minutes gone by and remaining. 15 minutes gone by, 5 remaining. It does a really good job of selling the urgency that you need, especially if you are going to go to a time limit draw.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it helps with like the plotting stuff that happens in the middle of matches sometimes. You can see guys trying to like, okay, I got this part of my game plan down. Let me switch up to this part. Oh shit, I took too much time with trying to work the back, work the leg or whatever. Let me try something else. Let me switch it up a little bit. Let me be more urgent. Let me pick it up. Just tell them how much time they got, and it helps the match move along a lot better. It keeps the fans in the crowd more invested and more aware of what's going on. And instead of all of a sudden, oh shit, they got a minute left.
Yeah, it caught us all off guard when they were just like 60 seconds remaining. We were just like, what the fuck? Like, how? Like, what's happened?
Yeah, I get that. They try to go for the shock with it, but it's like, no.
But no.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. It's like it's more so. It would be different if they did it and it didn't go to time limit draw sometimes. But it's like every time they do it, it goes to time limit draw. So it's like except for MJF Ospreay, which finished at 59-59. But it's just do like 10-minute, 20-minute. Like it's I don't know, man. It's like we just said, it's not very hard to do. New Japan do it fucking every single match.
Yeah, even if it's a random road to, they still do it. Like, just get in the habit of it.
Yeah, it's just good for the crowd as well, bro. Like even if you just, it's like sometimes I'll be watching like a G1 match and like it'll be that good, and next thing you know, it's a 10-minute time call, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I've only been here for a
time
minute.
to pick it up. Yeah. You're going to go to the closer stretch here. They might try to pick it up a little bit here, pick it up a little bit there. But I will say this real quick about the Continental title and the divisions at large. who are we putting in that division? Who are we putting in that picture? Because I made a tweet about it last night where I was like, it should be the guys where like they're main event caliber talents, like they're main event guys, but they're not in the world title picture or they're not going to win it anytime soon. Plus, it should be guys that are reliable upper tier guys who aren't like going to really be champion maybe ever. Plus, guys who are like on the cusp of getting to that spot, but not quite yet. And this is like their last stop before they get to the world title. So like, I made a list. It was something like, okay, Okada for now, sure, if you want to keep him away from the world title. Jay White, someone that screams Continental Championship picture because he ain't win that world title anytime soon. But he is a big name. Eddie Kingston when he's healthy. Claudio. I put Mox in this picture because I don't need him around the world title.
Like, I don't need another Mox world title run, so I'd put him in the Continental division.
Takeshita easy. Like, just put him in there. I think
Mark Briscoe's a good shout.
Yeah, him too. What about Bandito?
Bandito, yeah.
They've got so many options. The roster's so stacked when it comes to like even when it's talking about maybe like a lot of what you just described, Marcus, is like such a big part of AEW's roster. You know, like so many people fit into that. Obviously, not so much the people who are main event caliber. Like, there's a few of those, but as in what the other stuff that you lined up, like that is literally like probably like 30% of AEW's men's roster. You know,
it's just so many guys who are really popular, who are really, really good, who could be champions, but they're not eating right now, but they kind of have to. But they're not going to get the world title anytime soon. Yeah, you got the Continental belt, so just put them over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. See how much they mixed up the Continental Classic from last year. You know,
I hope they expand the field.
They definitely can, man. It's like I'm seeing some of the names in the chat. It's like, you know, it's like Bandito, Roddy, Conor Riley, Orange Cassidy, like
Pac,
Ricochet, Pac.
Oh, that'd be gas.
You know, it's a never-ending list, man.
Brody King.
So it was kind of almost bizarre. It was very bizarre to me that it took AEW like 4 years to do a tournament like this. You know, they've had the roster since like 2021 to do something like this. So, you know, but yeah, Okada versus Claudio. Charlie, what did you make of it?
This was my favorite match across like both tapings. I was so locked in for this. Okada in Cardiff, it's just a very, very funny thought to me. I said this last week, but when his music hit, that crowd was so excited to see him. He just has that presence and aura. Everyone in that building was treating him as like one of the best wrestlers alive, which he obviously is. Claudio was incredibly over as well. Like, I don't know if it made it onto the streams, but like the crowd kept singing his music during the match whenever he hit a big move. Like they just kept going back to his theme song. It was very, very funny. But yeah, like other than like the fact that they didn't do like proper time calls, like I was really locked in for this. I imagine they would have a rematch at potentially All Out. Like I think that's it. Like it's an easy fallback, like because of them only having 2 weeks of build. But yeah, I don't know. Doing this match in front of an international crowd was very, very inspired, and I'm glad that we got it because it was very good live. And I'm glad Claudio was like properly locked in because of some of his performances recently have been a little bit
autopowered.
Yeah. I was gonna say wishy-washy. That's a very British thing to say. But yeah, he was proper on the ball here. And Okada reminded everyone why he's Kazuchika Okada. Very good stuff. They didn't do the money though. They didn't do the money during his entrance.
Yeah,
and I was quite sad about it. I wanted an Okada buck, and I couldn't get one because they didn't do it. I mean, I have one from Forbidden Door last year, but I want one.
You can't be spoiled then, Charlotte.
Yeah, what you greedy at?
Can't be greedy with the Okada books. Yeah, it was good shit, man. It was good shit. Claudio was locked in. So it's good that you point it out, Charlie, because like the thing is, like when you say when Claudio is kind of just autopilot, like he's still very good,
Yes.
and that's almost the problem. You know, it's like he's better than 80% of people on autopilot. He can walk through good TV matches, but there is another level to him as a performer, and like, you do see every now and again recently. So, I love Claudio, man. Like I said, one of the best TV workers ever. So,
he did double duty last night as well. Spoilers.
Yeah. Big. Crowd wasn't happy with the time limit draw. They wanted 5 more minutes.
No, they were not.
Yeah. And the Bucks came down and just
Played
kick the shit. Just kick the shit out of us, Built it up, then told us that we're not getting it. So, Okada was only scheduled and booked to work 20 minutes tonight.
Yeah.
So funny. That popped me up.
Real shit.
Hey, man, Claudio in time limit draws in the Continental Division is just a very funny bit at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was good shit, man. Good bit of show. One of the best matches. Probably the best match at the taping, to be honest. What else did we have on Dynamite, man? We had, I'm looking here.
2 matches that were matches,
Tony Storm versus Saraya. We'll go to that one next. We'll go to that one. All right, so
I'm busy. I've got to leave.
Oh, come on, Charlie.
No, I'm kidding.
Tony Storm, Saraya, Women's Championship, just before All In. The result was pretty obvious going into it, but it was pretty clear what this was. They wanted to get Saraya in the UK, just give her a little spot on one of the cards, And a lot of shtick in this match. A lot of shtick and stuff in this match. There was like Tony. The big thing that everyone was doing discourse about last night was the Tony Storm, little like world of sports spot that she did with Saraya.
Oh, the world of sports stuff is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's just kind of like whatever. It did look quite, like clunky.
Oh, it was bad. That's why it was funny.
It was deeply unfortunate. Like if you watch the actual stream though. Like Saraya looked like she was moving in slow motion like a DJ Screw mixtape. It was so embarrassing.
It wasn't flattering. It was not flattering in the most sense. But that wasn't. I won't say that was.
Did the flags go on the stream? That's sick.
I think I saw
the trans flags that were dotted around. Yeah. But
and one young people were selling
my
them.
friend Catherine is responsible for that. We were giving them out in the queue.
Hey man. Okay, so Tony Saraya did a lot of shtick, did a very unfortunate world of sports spot, did some other stuff. But the big takeaway I thought was Tony was so fucking over in his match. It was outrageous. She was so over that like just the fact that Tony was out there was like what was actually like feeding the crowd the energy rather than the actual match itself. Like they were just doing Tony Storm chants. I didn't give a fuck what was happening in the ring. Yeah, bro. Tony's over. She gets the win as expected, and then Mariah May comes out, attacks her with the shoe. She attacks her with the shoe, gets some heat, beats her down a bit, and she kind of struts off, very pleased with herself up the ramp. And that was their big go home angle. And yeah, Charlie, you guys love Tony Storm, man.
Yeah, Tony Storm was very, very over. Hilariously, Saraya wasn't. And I was genuinely quite shocked at the fact that she didn't get a pop because she was over. She was like very over in Wembley Stadium last year. But Cardiff didn't care. And I was like, oh shit. Maybe it's a good thing she's not on All In, because that'd be real fucking embarrassing in the stadium. Like,
trying to get that hometown pop. They don't love you like that. They don't love you like that. You're not Jamie Hayter. They don't love you like that.
Indeed. Tony Storm was insanely over, which did catch me off guard a little bit. Like, I knew people were fans, but fucking hell, Cardiff. Like, they didn't stop chanting for her at one point. Like, they would just kept going and going and going. I have nothing to say about the match, really. It just kind of happened. The world of sports stuff, I did genuinely laugh at because if it was so bad the way that they did it. Which is very funny because like World of Sport like originates from where Saraya is from. So the fact that she didn't really know how to do that bit it's just all incredibly funny to me. But yeah, they did wrestle. It wasn't like offensive, but it wasn't like spectacular. So
actually, Charlie, I disagree. They didn't wrestle at all. I don't remember a single thing that happened. Nothing.
Yeah,
happened.
I don't think like there was like actually a single wrestling move in that match, to be honest.
No,
but
there was no collar, elbow tie
Tony
up.
Storm.
No. Yeah, Tony Storm was out there wrestling against Tony Storm. Nothing happened. She just got a chance, and everyone moved on with their lives. Yeah.
What I will say about the shitty World of Sport spot was the fact that it was so like hilariously bad, kind of like worked in the sense that the crowd kind of just popped for it eventually because like it's Tony Storm, so if like anyone's gonna get away with that, like it's gonna be Tony Storm, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of funny to see, kind of like the popping for it, but. Yeah, Tony Storm wins. Mariah May gets her hands on Tony, hits her with the shoe, and pretty sure that Mariah May is going to be walking out of Wembley with Tony's belt as well. So it'll be interesting to see how Mariah continues to develop past then, and what's next for Tony, because I think she's had a good reign, man.
She's had a very funny reign, as I'll say. Like she won in November, right? In Full Gear last year, she won in November. It's now August this year. It's been a long reign.
That is a long reign for the women's division, to be honest. Like on injuries and like titles being hot potatoed, like she's done well to hang on to it.
It's been a tale of two halves because like the first part of it, I'm just like, all right, Tony, like let's
too gimmicky. Yeah.
It was too gimmicky. She's doing way too much dick. Then around, I want to say April rolled around, and then she actually started. Yep, she actually started wrestling again. This motherfucker sat down and was like, you are Tony Storm, right? You can wrestle, right? Just do it. The stick is funny. Still do that, but wrestle when the bell rings, please. She had a cool match with Azumi. She had a really good match with Thunder Rosa on the pay-per-view that I thought overachieved. And the crowd was actually up for. And this Mariah May story has been money. It's been maybe the best thing on television consistently for the last several months, especially during Forbidden Door season. And then the turn happened after Mariah won the Owen. I've been locked in for it ever since.
Top moment of the year, like best best TV wrestling segment of the year, genuinely.
Yeah, like genuinely.
Well,
but I don't watch WWE. Don't talk to me about the Raw. Don't talk to me about the Raw. Don't talk to me about the Raw.
I'm sorry, Chuck. Like Rob beating a nigga ass in the ring.
I should have specified AEW. Well, I haven't watched any of those Rock segments. I ain't got a clue.
Roman showed up saying
bring with Dwayne, you know.
He says nothing and just beats the shit out of the entire bloodline. That shit was pretty gas. I can't hold you. But Mariah and Tony's gonna be great. I'm locked in for the match. Need to be a bloodbath. If you are like stands tall before the pay-per-view peeled, and Mariah did it again because she's been standing tall a lot in these beatdowns.
Yeah.
Hey man, if she loses, I'll fucking laugh. No, I don't think she is.
Honestly, any other year, I would have said that this like genuinely could have main evented, but because what the main event is, like obviously it can't. But any other year, I think this story has been consistently built long enough for a long enough time that it could have been the main event of Wembley.
It's been good shit, man.
Yeah, it's right up there. Yeah.
Yeah, huge success that's helped carry the division forward at a time where it's been really fortunate because they have the momentum of bringing in Mercedes as well. It's just, good shit. All right, so what else we have on this show? There was a conglomeration promo with Renee. We got British accent Kyle
O'Reilly's back. Obviously, that was one of the things I had to tweet out. I was so excited.
As you could see, very happy moment for Charlie.
I love Kyle O'Reilly so much.
Got to see Mark Briscoe. It was a nice time.
It was good shit.
It was good shit. All right, what else?
Yeah, for sure.
Jericho. Yeah. Jericho Yeah, Jericho
Jericho.
versus Tommy Billington. That happened. You know, Jericho did his little heel thing of calling Cardiff, England, and as Charlie mentioned earlier, he started off Wales chants and he got him a bit of heat and stuff. And you know, we kind of just had a match with Billington. It wasn't my favourite Billington match that he's had in AEW thus far. Surprise, surprise. But I thought Billington himself looked pretty decent here. Jericho was pretty whatever.
I think Billington did himself proud because of the work he
Hey,
put in.
he had a good show. Yeah, he had a good
I
show.
went to
Yeah,
the bar.
he's a good man. He's a straight up good talent, man. He's only 23
Yeah.
years of age as well, and he's very excited to see how he develops and wherever he develops, man. Like I know AEW's probably already signed him, or I know there's at least
Was
interest
that not
in him.
like reported that he had signed
I
with
think it was.
think
AEW?
so.
It was
I
a hype
think
report about
so.
it.
I think so, or
It was.
whatever it is. But obviously, you know, even if where he's going to be in AEW, you know, where he slots into AEW when he's around in AEW, and where will he be getting all his reps? You know, do they? I don't know. Send him fucking New Japan, bro. Dude, just do the
Best of the
do it,
Super
you know?
Juniors.
Yeah.
Send him for a little tourney. It'd be fun.
So yeah, I'll be looking forward to see how he develops. But after the match, obviously Jericho got the win here, and he calls out Hook. Because obviously they have their match at Wembley. Hook comes down. He's still got his eye patch, etc. And it was all a trap. Big Bill beats the shit out of Hook, and that obviously inevitably sets up the match that Charlie saw later that night on Collision, where Big Bill was extremely over for
It's so funny. I really can't wait to watch that back. I need to see how much it translated to TV. It's so funny.
I was seeing all the tweets about it. Look, Big Bill is so over. I was like, what?
I don't know why Cardiff latched onto Big Bill, but it's like one of the most incredible things I've ever experienced.
Yeah, it's just straight up Gorbin in Paris type shit, you know?
Yes.
It's like people just decided this is our guy, you know? Well, yeah, it's good shit. Dynamite was good shit. That was the Dynamite review.
Oh, did we talk about Hangman's little backstage thing?
Oh no, of course. Well, we touched on it, but not properly, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hangman's so deranged.
Casino Gauntlet.
So real.
He is deranged. He's very angry. He is asked about what was it? What is it? He's asking what he's doing at Wembley or whatever. But basically, he's going to be in the Casino Gauntlet, and he's going to fucking rip the head off anyone who gets in his way. And in comes Evil Uno in a shirt, looking happy as Larry. You know, just fucking living life. Just got some good news from the office, and yeah, eventually it comes up like, oh yeah, the Casino Gauntlet. And Hangman's going to destroy anyone that gets in his way. It's revealed that Evil Uno has just came out of the office, and he's actually in the Casino Gauntlet. He's completely oblivious to what Hangman was just saying, and Hangman slides into the background, grabs a chair, and just whacks him with it. Poor guy, you know. I don't think Evil Uno is going to make it to the Gauntlet. Hangman is clearly the man on a mission. He has been for a while now since he's came back, and I think he's going to get a lot closer this Sunday. So,
yes.
You know, Hangman just pissed off energy, bro. You know, just fucking hating, spite, fucking.
My favorite crash out in all of wrestling, in all of life right now at this point, honestly.
But yeah, man. Evil Uno, God bless him. You know, he's seen better days. He did what he had to do. Necessary sacrifice.
Cardiff couldn't decide if they wanted to cheer or boo Hangman because, like, they were excited to see him, but also they were like, "Oh fuck, this guy's like actually a heel and he's quite deranged." I was cheering. Sorry, Evil Uno. Yeah, good stuff. I was happy to see him. He genuinely looks more insane by the week. It is like a little bit alarming.
Yeah, they're not even going full cartoony with it either. They're not even doing the whole like I haven't slept in days and I have bags under my eyes thing. No, he just looks like a fucking crash out.
He just looks like that. Yeah.
Yeah. My man got a gold chain now too. Like he got stunned on niggas also. He's gotta let y'all know. Yeah, that contract fat. But I'm gonna kill one of y'all if y'all get in my way. Just let that be known. He's like, he puts his arms around. I'm like, Do you know anybody else in the gauntlet? The way he talks, his
Mhm.
cadence is so fucking menacing. Like, no one will get in the way of me in his business. Like, he won't even say, he's so
He
disgusted.
still won't say his name. It's
Yeah,
real
he
good.
won't say that man's name. Like, y'all know what's up. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what I'm here for. And the funniest thing, this is like Night Hawk, like the article, he was like, well, I got a plane ticket here. They want to book me in a match. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know what match I want. Don't fuck with me. I will kill one of y'all in this match if y'all get in my way. Even though you played a pivotal part in my story 3 years ago, I'll kill you too. He's like, you didn't have to whack it with the chair like that. Probably should hit his ass a little harder. I can't hold you. But,
And
hey,
pulling the suitcase over him afterwards when he walked out of frame was just like, just art, you know.
just kick him while he's down, and Renee's just like, what am I getting myself into?
God bless.
I love Hangman so much. If he does not win that match, I will riot.
It'd be crazy if he doesn't.
Who else would you have win it?
Genuinely, like, I don't have an answer. Like, and that's not even me doing a bit as a Hangman fan. I don't have an answer. Who else?
Nah, you can have anyone. Well, not anyone winning, but anyone not reputable. Because they're doing it in like the Money in the Bank kind of way.
Yeah.
Where it's like cash in at any time, any place, anywhere. As long as it's like someone credible, I think you can kind of build. Because obviously you've got a year. You know, he doesn't have to. You don't have to immediately be like, "Wow, I'm in the title soon right now." You know, coming like all out. Let's do it, baby. Like you don't have to be like you can bide your time. You can get sidetracked with other stories, and you know, someone could get it and then build themselves into the title scene with it. You know, you could use it to elevate somebody, but obviously, I think the clear and obvious thing to do would be to give it Hangman so he can. Just continue his
either he crashes out and just says "fuck you," I will cash in right tonight if I must, or you wait till like Wrestle Dream or something and crush somebody's dream in Washington. I do it. Fuck it, why not?
Hey man.
It's like the very like rare WWE like trope I like will accept in this case alone. Because the Money in the Bank stuff, it either like is a get out of like really shitty booking free card, like it was when Vince was just doing whatever, versus now where like the creative is like somewhat like makes more sense. So it just feels like a crutch. Here, this feels like it makes sense for someone who's just obsessed with getting that championship back, obsessed with getting one over on Swerve, obsessed with getting the respect back, getting his name back, like to just do something insane and try to do it either tonight or stick the knife in further and do it in Washington and Wrestle Dream. Like, I'm with it.
Yeah, man. All right, so I'm gonna ask you because me and Ibit did a whole prediction show earlier, but I am interested in some of your guys' predictions. And whilst I'm doing that, because we have finished Dynamite review now, unless there's anything else that I've missed of any note. All right, last chance. That's last call for super chats, basically. Last call for super chats because I'm gonna get some predictions off Charlie and Marcus. We're gonna do some super chats and then we're going home. All right, so Jamie Hayter. How are we feeling on the Jamie Hayter front, Charlie of Wrestle Purist?
I really hope she's there. I'm like 95% convinced that she is going to be there. I'm not sure where it makes most sense for her to come out after either the TBS or the World Championship match. The Women's World Championship match, not Bryan Swerve. I think she's going to be there. Hey man, maybe she's in the gauntlet. You never know. But no, I think she's going to be at Wembley.
Yeah, I hope to God she is because I felt so bad she missed last year and missed the last year entirely. Like she deserves to be at Wembley Stadium. She just does. Like whether it's like a little angle where it's like the whole hey Jamie Hayter's here, welcome back. Let's say a few words to the crowd, or she knocks somebody's head off with a haterade. I'm with any scenario.
Yeah.
What else did I want to ask about? Ricochet. It was reported earlier by Sean. It was reported by Sean Ross Sapp earlier on today. As Marcus just said, Big Rico Hall Ricochet has signed a multi-year deal with AEW, and there's some talk about him possibly being on the show in London. So where do you think he shows up? Because it seems like the Casino Gauntlet would make a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he doesn't have to be pinned. He can show out. He can get the surprise pop. But it just seems to all make sense for him
You
to
can
be
start a
in that,
feud with him in that match itself. Like, you can do a lot of
Exactly.
stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's safe to say we're all expecting that one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Daniel Garcia, of course, MJF Ospreay. He was a big part of this feud, of course, with MJF's heel turn. He was kind of like a catalyst sort of thing. Yeah, there's absolutely the possibility that he gets involved or comes out after or something in this match, you know. Where do you guys stand on that one? Do you think that's happening or do you think he's staying at home?
I don't think we see Daniel Garcia.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
If we do, it probably on Dynamite, to be honest. And they set the
Yeah,
match up.
I would think it would be the Dynamite after, if we're seeing him.
Yeah. What are the other potential surprises? So Hater, Garcia,
Bobby
Ricochet.
Lashley.
I mean, I was going to say that I'm sure someone in the chat said there's anyone expecting Bobby Lashley, Becky Lynch, and there was someone
Becky
else.
Lynch.
Becky Lynch, absolutely. Becky Lynch, I don't think so at all, bro. Absolutely
No.
not.
That dream is dead, fam. That ain't happening.
I would genuinely be incredibly shocked.
Yeah, it would be like the biggest shock in AEW history, to be honest.
Yeah, the
in
only
terms
way
of
I
just
see that
straight up
happening,
shock, like, I
Yeah.
think it would be the biggest one. But
I mean, I've got about 74 people fantasy booked for this Casino Gauntlet, but if Zack Sabre Jr. does not turn up on this fucking Wembley card for a second year running, I am going to be very upset.
yeah, it would be kind
it ain't happening.
of problematic.
It would be
I'd have an
fucking
issue with it.
insane.
It would be, but it ain't happening. Just throwing it out there.
Bro, what? Like, he's literally in London the night before. Like, Tony Khan, what is your problem with Zack Sabre Jr.? That's my question.
Zack being the front man, you know, he's celebrating his win. You know, he out here trying to be a man of the people.
What about Bobby Lashley then?
That'd be gas if he showed up.
It would be cool if he does, but I don't think he's gonna be there.
Nah, but show him in a suit in the crowd would be pretty hard. I can't hold you. It ain't gonna happen, but
yeah.
I wouldn't.
They might show MVP in the crowd. That wouldn't surprise me if they did something like that.
Bro, like
there's interesting free agents at the moment, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember I was a Double or Nothing 2021 that Mark Henry showed up. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This happened? Nothing that crazy ever because Mark Henry in AEW was Mark Henry.
Yeah.
It's time for the main. Anyway, shout out Jacob Henry. That's the Henry that gets more back in now, you know.
Oh, okay. I was so good. Fuck.
This is crazy.
Hey man, that's bro. Anyway,
that's bro.
It is, man.
That's a little homie.
What else have I got, man? Ricochet's on with AEW. Any notes from the media call? Ricky Starks is still under contract for anybody wondering. Tony Khan explained why Dynamite wasn't live. I think I mentioned it earlier because he's just not allowed to do it live. He's confirmed that there's interest from AEW in doing a stadium show in Australia. That'll be interesting. They're swinging for the fences next year.
They are.
Fuck it. Why not?
Swinging for the fences, brother.
I got asked last night if I would be going to Australia, and like, bro, I know I do some crazy shit, but I will not be in Australia.
Yeah,
if
that's a step
show.
too far. That's a continent too far.
That's insane.
Australia is like just in. Not even. I ain't gonna say it's the middle of nowhere compared to the rest of the world, but it's like far as hell.
It's far out. You know?
Let me do Japan first. Like, come on.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a couple media call notes. I wasn't actually on it today, so I can't really give first-hand notes from it. What else did I want to say? All in, there's crossed 50k tickets sold.
Yep.
So that's well, of course it's an achievement. It's 50,000. You know, different setup this year. Very interested to see how they set up the stage and stuff, and
I'm excited.
AEW it up. You know, so yeah, man, a lot of optimism going into the weekend, and yeah, obviously Charlie was at Collision as well. I'm sure the crowd was
was.
pretty good for that, and the vibes were on point for that. So
Barely anyone left. Like, it was still a full crowd. Like, for
yeah,
the
man,
collision break as well.
That's cool.
good shit. That's good
People
shit.
getting their money's worth.
So there's a good bit of momentum in terms of the actual product at the moment, you know, and it's kind of like the vibe of going into this all in, all out stretch, you know. So yeah, hoping for the best, and let's do these super chats and get out of here, bro. $4.99. What's your guesses for the non-Ricochet surprise in the Casino Gauntlet? So you know how earlier Ibu said that he knows what it is, and he can't guess because he knows what it is. Like I obviously asked him after the show, so like
And
it's
I
kind
didn't
of
know
it's
so I can't really guess.
just you need just know that my soul will be touched. You know, I will be there. You know,
He'll actually go, he's going to Wembley, y'all.
yeah, I think it may have swayed me to go Wembley to be honest. But, so yeah, keep an eye. It's a good one. It's definitely a good one. Yuzura Hart $5. Weird comparison, but MJF is like Malachi Black. Let them come up with ideas and then cross 3 out of every 5 at random. Yeah, man, like super talented guy, does have some good ideas. It's just that not all of his ideas are great. So it's like you just need it's just quality control, having an editor, and those sort of things. Which I think I spoke about it before. AEW is kind of a weird place when it comes to stuff like that because it's like it's not like you're gonna walk. It's the writing team and just kind of like the vets there. They're not as involved as like some of the other like it's in comparison to like WWE. You know, it's like in WWE you've got like your Cody, you've got Randy, you've got CM Punk, you've got other old heads there. It's you've got the PC coaches, you've got all the different producers and stuff. And AEW have producers and writers and stuff. But it's just different. So like who in the AEW locker room do you think is going to like put an arm around MJF and be like, listen, bro, you know? It's like,
who is he going to listen to this thing?
So I mean, so there was like a little bit, you know, there was a lot of like assumption and stuff that like CM Punk was kind of like that when he was like first in AEW and stuff, and it's like no surprise that their feud was like as spectacular as it was. It's because like CM Punk ain't gonna let MJF do like fucking corny fucking shit, you know. So it's like, you know, it's I don't know who it's gonna be. Who are like the older veteran figures in AEW that are just like happy to put their arm around like some of the younger talent. Because like I said earlier, bro, MJF is still he's young as fuck. Malachi less so, but you know, it's like who are the older voices that like are telling people like, yo, bro, that's not good, and it's like it's coming from like a like a good place. Like it's not coming from like a hating, jealousy or whatever the fuck, you know.
See, with MJF, at least like the bigger picture ideas of what he wants his fuse like aren't awful. It's just that how he gets there is so wonky. Like a lot of the things about this Ospreay feud were like really wonky, but there was a like legitimate all-timer feud in there somewhere. They just went in weird directions sometimes.
Yeah. The chat's wants a Billy Gunn in the chat. Fucking hell. Christian, when it comes to Christian, he actually is anything you'd hear about Christian in terms of like a backstage sense is like he's not necessarily someone that is like jumping to like advise and like help talent, but he is very happy to help talent, but in a very Christian Cage way, if what I hear is correct. Anyway, obviously I don't know, I'm not there in it, but it's like apparently he's very like blunt about telling people what without giving any sort of like honest advice, which obviously can be taken certain ways by certain people, you know, but obviously probably coming from a good place and place of much experience, because I think if you are in AEW and you can pick the brain of anyone, I think Christian Cage is very high on that list in terms of just being just having longevity as a TV character, bro, and just getting better and better, you know. Edge is another one. Copeland is another one that's like he's quite apparently quite forthcoming with trying to help people out and stuff. Obviously, it's very unfortunate that he's out at the moment, but
that's tough to get hurt. I hate that so much.
100%, bro. Would have been. I'd have loved to have seen him at Wembley, you know. But
Metalingus in Wembley would have gone so crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, at least I got Metalingus in there at least once. I'll take it.
Oh, I've heard Metalingus live. I've seen him wrestle live. I just want to do it in Wembley.
I've never seen him wrestle live. Somehow, some way.
I saw him ting with Darby and Sting, so I really can't complain actually.
I saw him team with. I forgot who was he team with on that Dynamite earlier in the year. Look it up actually.
Anjan, $2. Appreciate it as always. That Thunder Rosa tweet was hilarious. Hashtag.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she took
Hey,
a selfie with Alicia too. And what did you put in the caption? It was like "mi compadre."
I got some samples coming. I was like, oh my god.
That's hilarious.
I love Thunder Rosa, man.
What a beast, genuinely.
Actually getting back on track physically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. She's just. I love Thunder. I could go on like a little 5-minute rant about Thunder Rosa right now, but I could, man. Got a lot of love and a lot of time for that one. But shout out Spurs, $5. They're really gonna have Darby beat Jack with his only defense being Marco Stunt. Shake my head.
Actually,
I don't think Darby's winning, bro. That was my prediction earlier. Yeah, I don't think Darby's winning, bro.
I don't think Darby's winning either. I've kept changing my mind on it the last week or so, but I don't think Darby's winning.
No, like they won't have him do a whole bunch of damn like smelting with that damn championship belt with him losing immediately.
Mm-hmm. To say Rhodes, $2. Appreciate it as always. Maple Leaf Pro stocks going up. So for anyone who doesn't know, this is the new promotion by the former TNA booker Scott D'Amore. And he's got some good names on it. I think the most recent 2 announcements were Takeshita and he's got Mauro Ranallo for commentary. So we're going to be getting some Mamma Mias. He's going to drop at least 20 Mamma Mias for fucking Takeshita's match.
Oh my god, the fucking Blue Thunder bomb.
Yeah. I've kind of missed him. Like, I think when he was at like WWE and stuff, I think like having him every week, he can be like quite grating because he's a lot, you know. But like a commentary is meant to be a lot. Like you're meant to add like you know, like color and personality to the show in like a professional manner. I think he does it. I think he's good, man. He's entertaining as well. I kind of subtly hope that he was going back to WWE in some way, like even if it was just like for pay-per-views and stuff. Because I do think he's better than like, a few of the guys that they've got there now. I think he's better than most of the people on TV at the moment. But yeah, Scott D'Amore has got him back in the wrestling biz. And I'm not sure how often Maple Leaf Pro is going to run. I'd assume it's not going to be that often. Probably like once a month or some shit. I don't know. Or like one weekend a month sort of thing. I don't know. But yeah, this Maple Leaf Pro, there's some good bookings on it, man. There's some good bookings on it. I hope it works out. You know, I hope it works out. Scott D'Amore's got a lot of people got a lot of respect for him. And he's very well liked in the business. And yeah, if it's another option for people, Canadian-based promotion, you know, I think it's a good time, man. I think it's a good time. I was actually surprised to see Takeshita get announced for this, like because
I did. I was too.
Yeah, because I think as we've spoke about in the past, like when he comes back from the G1, it's like, bro, he needs to be like a main guy in AEW. Yeah. So it's like for them to like already be like, oh yeah, you can go do this. Like, do you know what I mean? And because I think it's a Saturday and a Sunday, so obviously depending on how they're using him and if he's going to be on Dynamite's collisions, both blah blah blah. So I don't know. Like I said, I was kind of surprised that they're letting him kind of go out again. Obviously, it's nothing like a G1. It's literally just a weekend booking. But I don't know. Showtime Spurs $5. They were saying Big Kazoo was Nakamura level wash blasphemy. Whoever's saying that was fucking crazy, bro. But that's crazy. Even when he was looking worrying, it's like that's a crazy level we're talking about. It
wasn't because he was physically washed either. He was just kind of doing his thing. And the pack match that happened at Dynasty, you can't tell me that man was washed. Like Nakamura is like literally is physically diminished. Like he's not him anymore. Period. Okada is just kind of doing his thing right now. He ain't washed in the ring. Like that Claudio match was like, hey man, I still got it on Smash when that bell rang.
Yeah, it's like you know Nakamura is like basically I kind of resent the word wash because it feels very spiteful. But like, when was the last time Nakamura looked like Nakamura? Do you know what I mean? Like,
And
it's
no one
been
match, and it wasn't really.
years at this point, bro. So you know.
Yeah.
Darren Walker, £5, appreciate it as always. AEW needs FTR to be tag champs again and save the division. Get Kyle O'Reilly to join Roddy and Jay return to join Juice again. Bring life into the division.
Okay, that last part, you have an actual tag team in that stable. Just use them. I like the Guns.
The Guns, yeah, they're pretty good. But in terms of like, if you want to build a premier division, you know, like I can understand if you would think like, obviously Juice and Jay is a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, they had those classics with FDR, baby. You know, those were good matches. Will Chisholm, $5. I blame the UK for starting people singing the Usos theme. Now Americans don't start. Yeet. Listen, bro, love them Usos, man.
I never once participated in that. I never will.
Love them Usos. I'll never forget the vibes after the show of Money in the Bank last year. But it was just like the Usos with the crowd after beating Roman Reigns and Solo. It was just fucking special. Oh yeah, happy birthday, the Usos. I think I'm.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, happy birthday to him.
Oh my
god! What are we doing? There is no way, bro.
Fucking incredible.
There's no fucking way.
I forgot I was wearing this.
This man went on the.
I'm wearing El Generico merch.
Beast.
There you go.
It's actually a Beast t-shirt.
This man really went full drone on this at the end of this damn.
What do you mean, bro? This is what I wore. This is what I wore last year. Me and Joe both had We the One shirts. It was fucking hilarious.
This is like Sting pulling off the mask to reveal that it's Sting.
But yeah, happy birthday, Jimmy and Jay. One of the truly great WWE tags. Short on Spurs, $10. Appreciate it as always. Oh, happy birthday to Pac as well. Shout out Pac, man.
Shout out to Basti.
Short on Spurs, $10. Tony Storm has like 3 of my top 5 promos of the year. The River Thames will run red with your blood, and you will never forget the day you met the woman who loved you. Is an insane bar. Dwayne who. She does have some good bars, bro. She does have a few of them. Tony's fucking good, man.
She is very good.
Yeah, was she in that zone, man? She's one of the best out there. She is bar for bar, pound for pound, one of the best signings AEW's ever made. Like I will down that hill.
Yeah,
such a success as well. It's like she kind of embodies what you hope the jump from WWE looks like in terms of like as an AEW fan, if you were in AEW, in the sense of like Tony, if you've watched her in NXT, if you watched her in Japan, you know she had all the potential in the world to be like one of the top women in the business. It almost seemed like a can't miss, you know, but there's no such thing as a can't miss in WWE back once upon a time because Vince was missing left, right, and center, you know. And obviously Tony Storm, she comes up to the main roster. And she gets in like one of the most dumb Vince-esque feuds ever, where she's getting pied in the face and shit. So she's even got like the visual embarrassing moment, you know. Like it's like she's at this point in WWE, and it's just like that's what AEW is for, isn't it? You know, where talent that is so talented like Tony, but isn't being treated right at the other place, can jump over to AEW and be pushed and presented properly and can wrestle the way they want to wrestle. And now look what she's doing, you know.
Oh man, that 2022 class will be remembered. They gave us Tony and they gave us Swerve.
Yeah, man. But yeah, Tony's awesome. Tony really is awesome.
She's still like young too, as well. Like she's
29.
Yeah, she's not old at all when it comes to, and she's been around for a minute. It's crazy.
That's like the division in general is young as hell. If you actually look at it. Like 28,
she's done a lot of
29.
different things as well, like
like the regular, you know, Rockstar Tony, Outcast Tony, Timeless Tony. Like she's done it all.
I feel like because she's done so much, especially like in her AEW run, like it feels like she's older than she is, but like, she's still a baby. Well, she's not a baby, but like
she's only 28 years old. Like that's insane. She's only 3 years older than Mariah May.
She's like a Mae Young Classic winner as well, bro. It's like she's
Like, her
got a
accolade
resume,
is
man.
mad. Like, if you
Number one
actually sit
belt
down
in
and
town.
look at everything she's achieved in wrestling, it's just like, holy shit, how are you, like, not 30? Like, shout out to her stuff.
She's fucking awesome, man. And JP and $2. Someone must put an arm around Max and talk to him.
Listen. Take the John Woo movies out of the cassette tape. Take the nunchucks away from him. Take the bow staff. Take the Josh Barnett tapes. Take Josh Barnett's cell phone number out of his phone. All that. Put in Terry Funk tapes. Put in 89 Terry Funk when he beat the shit out of Ric Flair. All of that. More of that type of Mox. None of this fake ass jujitsu. Nigga want to be Liu Kang so bad, bro. We don't need that. I don't want that in my programming. Stop. Not you. No damn mouthpiece. Terry Funk can't wear no mouthpiece. Shout out to Jay Briscoe. Rest in peace.
Don't know why not, an over under 5 matches until Max wears a mouthpiece.
Once again, I will play that Jay Briscoe promo to the day I die. This is pro wrestling, Mox. Terry Funk ain't wear no damn mouthpiece. Bruce Brody ain't wear no damn mouthpiece. Don't take the little tap out shirt off. Got little muscles that like you guys get the women. No. It's pro wrestling.
Jay Briscoe, bro, just one of the best ever, man. I truly believe that. Like,
yes.
It's very like. I'm not even gonna get into it because we're already 2 hours in.
We could talk.
Rest in peace, Jay Briscoe.
I'm gonna lay out exactly why. I was gonna draw comparisons. I've got a whole thing. I've thought about this a lot, but nonetheless, we're gonna look forward to AEW All In at Wembley this Sunday. I'll be honest. When I woke up this morning, I was very close to not going. Like I said earlier, the spoiler that I heard fired me up. The Bryan Danielson stuff has fired me up. I'm now back to 50-50 again, and I have to make my decision tomorrow. Obviously, so.
Oh my God.
30, 75, 25 by then.
But yeah, man, appreciate you guys for spending your Thursday evening reviewing AEW Dynamite with us, and please like and subscribe on your way out. I'm not sure if we're going to do any streams this weekend because obviously All In, people are all over the place. So many of the Wrestle Purist guys are going to be at Wembley. It's just, everyone's all over the place. So I'm not sure if we're going to see you again until worldwide. So hope everyone has a good weekend. Hope everyone enjoys Wembley. Hope everyone has a good rest of the week. And appreciate you guys for watching. Like, subscribe. Thank you for the super chats. Thanks for watching. And we'll catch you next week, or if you're lucky, maybe before, but I doubt it. Peace.